the last one, you know, where they just end up syncing up in G Tower, and it's just you know, very tech oriented. But to see that throughout most of the randomizer, at least for me, is also very interesting. But however, our race has begun. Uncle telling us to, hey, listen.
Hey, listen. And we have an early bottle with red potion in it, which is really exciting. These guys will be able to check the sick kid pretty early on. I mean, that won't troll them at the very least, so you're off to a good start, Wild.
Oh, that's a really good point, because speaking from experience, sick kid is definitely, for me, tough to remember, because you know, you go through Kakariko, you can check most of or all the items on your first time through, but if you don't have a bottle on your first time through and you get it later, have to go back and check it. Sometimes I forget, sometimes there might have been a really important item there, and it's definitely set me back quite a bit.
Looks like these guys picked up an early bomb, so they may not have to farm so rigorously here in the escape. That's always exciting.
Yeah, getting it really early on there is always nice. Because that's another thing that can separate players early on in the matches as well, is, you know, who decides to farm for bombs more if they're not getting them that early on. So getting that one is always nice to have.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think, if you want these players to not get trolled, what do you think is the best item for them to find here in the escape?
Get trolled. The best item.
Think it's that small shield that we see there?
Probably not. I would probably say the mirror. Now the mirror, I feel like some of the time it's an underrated item, really early, like early on, especially because, you know, obviously you're looking for a way to get into the Dark World. But once you get there, if you don't have the mirror, there are a lot of items that you are actually unable to check on your routing, and it makes your routing not so great. You have to backtrack a lot of times to go check mirror locations without it. So getting it early on can definitely make for a much more efficient route and checking of items.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, the boots are also one that come to mind, but honestly, I think you're right about the mirror. It's just such a convenience to have. Also lets you perform like the mirror glitch on the blocks trick for the J1.0 here, which is really handy in certain places for speeding up strats.
We got a nice one-pop force slash from foosda there on the ball and chain guard. Xarnax close behind.
Xarnax taking on two enemies at once here.
High-fiving on the way out.
Kind of got both of those enemies in the corner. That was pretty cool to see.
He doesn't really want to use his red potion quite yet. Not really worth it with only 3 hearts.
I don't blame him. Losing time in the escape can be quite devastating. I mean, once you pick up Zelda, then at least you restart in the cell. But if you die, you know, somewhere in the sewers, then it can be quite a backtrack.
Right. And it's quite a costly time loss because it's not really... you have complete control. Not like you're losing time due to, you know, bad routing or just luck from, you know, what you happen to pick up, whether that puts you behind or ahead or behind. You know, you have complete control over whether or not you die in the escape. And so that can be a pretty painful time loss, especially so early on. Even if it's only, you know, a minute or two, that can be pretty bad, especially in a randomizer race. Although then again,
you might get a little bit trolled by some of like the RNG of enemies, because there is some RNG here in the sewers, and with how some of the guards move. But with some quick thinking, you can pretty much avoid all that.
Right. A death early on could be completely nullified by just really excellent and lucky routing too later on.
Looks like foosda picked up his second bomb, so these guys are kind of evened out in terms of the bomb count.
Right. Now, I'll be interested to see if they're gonna gamble and actually use their second bomb to exit through the upper part of the 3 chests room to be a little bit faster, as opposed to walking all the way back down at the expense of having 0 bombs and hoping for a bomb pickup on their way to Kakariko.
It's definitely fast. I wouldn't recommend it unless they find a bomb in one of these chests here, because that bomb can be really important for your routing through Kakariko.
Yeah, it's only a couple of seconds, but nothing. Just a couple rupees and a heart piece. Now, it could be argued that those 40 rupees and that heart piece are could be valuable early on. You know, especially with only having 60 right now, they do need to hopefully get 100 at least for the bottle salesman before they hit Kakariko. So I guess
yeah, that could be actually quite important for their route if they do head that way.
Job there for Xarnax. And 50 rupees.
Yeah, that might
foosda.
give him a little bit of an opportunity to go faster through these 3 escape items.
Control him and knock his bomb onto the floor. And he didn't place the second one close enough. Wow, that's really good thing that he got those
That
3
was
bomb
clutch
drops.
for him.
Oh, man. Deciding to go up to Lost Woods, and good. I was gonna say, if he's going by pulling the tree, not sure if I agree with that, because you could get bomb drops, and he definitely did, getting those 8 bombs there.
Yeah, he doubled back for it, and that was definitely worth it.
Yep. And we see just some 3 bombs there at the lumberjack heart piece, so we know that at least for that item, Aghanim's not going to be required. It's still possible they are going to have to. We know for now they are safe.
Yeah, that pyramid item or just access to the Dark World might be important there, but we will have to see. These guys haven't really found any other major items at the moment. I'm sure we'll see some once we enter in Kakariko, other than this bottle that we see, and the fighter shield, the best progression item of all.
Oh, yes. So picking up a full heart container there in the Thieves' Hut. Is that what it is? The Thieves? I don't really know entirely what to call that.
It's like
that
the
little...
Thieves' Hideout.
Yeah,
Most people call it.
Yeah, something like that.
Good tree pull from Xarnax as well. Snagging himself there. A full set of bombs. And this is Blind's house, so let's see if there's any value in here. Usually some good stuff in here. Blind always stashes away things. He doesn't know what they are, but stashes them away in these chests.
This seems like it'll be a good thing to hide here. I am so devious. Looking like he's just holding out with the money. Wow.
Yeah, Blind is rich today.
640 rupees plus tempered sword.
Holy smokes. We were worried about money earlier. Not gonna be a problem for these guys.
Today, he's pretty much got everything that he needs covered for the whole entire game. Potentially, he only needs about 150 more to be covered for everything that he could possibly need in the game as far as rupees are concerned, without players might want to buy.
So, some nice hearts here early on. This is very nice to have some safety early on in the game. And looks like foosda has picked up the shovel and the bloomerang as well.
Now, I have to say, with the amount of health that these players are finding, and along with the tempered sword too, if it were me, I would feel pretty comfortable with really anything at this point. You know, especially in the Dark World, having that much health sword is pretty standard. And
having silver arrows, that's also quite nice to have here early on. I mean, they don't have the bow to go with it, but we might see that soon.
Imagine if you could just wield your silver arrows by the feathers and stab your enemies with them.
I believe Sick Kid had Sank Heart there, interestingly.
Did get a full refill.
Man, so much love from this seed. Now, the only real progression items they've got are the shovel, which we don't know if it's actually going to pan out to be anything, but I imagine they'll check it here soon. And the tempered sword, which can get them to Aghanim. You also see a mirror here at the library. Wow.
So foosda deciding not to check the shovel location as of yet. Interesting choice on his end. Typically, I like, just so I don't forget, especially once you get flute, since flute will place itself over the shovel there. I like to just get it out of the way, know that I've checked it, not have to hold it in my memory at all. But you know, it could be later on.
Yeah, if he can route it with some Dark World stuff later, then it could be good. But remember, these guys do want to check a lot of items here early on for progression. They need to be able to get to the Dark World and be there as long as they can, because most of the crystals will be in the Dark World.
Reminds me, neither of them have checked the map yet, so we still don't know where or what each light world dungeon contains as far as crystals or pendants.
foosda having fun with the item menu here. Hopefully that reminded him that he has the shovel, because it could be important. If a moon pearl or something's there, it's going to be required. Alright, here's the mini Moldorm Cave. 5 items. More love. Bombs. An arrow upgrade. The power gloves. And some more rupees. So, what would you do now in foosda's shoes?
So typically at this point, like, even though I just received, you know, a what could be considered a progression item, you know, it's going to allow them to get up to Death Mountain now, I'm typically gonna continue on my way, just as foosda is, go check Ice Rod Cave, and then Fake Flippers, check the Lake Hylia item, Hobo, and then at that point I would then head up to Death Mountain with my newly acquired Power Gloves. My own play style personally is if I'm, you know, in the vicinity, if something's nearby, I'd like to check it, get it out of the way, especially like you said so early on, checking for those progression items. You know, even if it's, you know, Ice Rod Cave, which is one of the most out of the way places to check, especially without the flute, I like to go and get it. So I do agree with foosda's decision here to do this, and rewarded with yet another heart piece. Or a
full
heart.
Heart. Yeah, we have so many full hearts here. Pretty crazy, and looks like foosda is going for that Fake Flippers. See no reason for him to walk back otherwise. So this could pay off big time. This does break the logic of the game, but if something is there, it can speed you up quite a bit.
Yeah, foosda going for setting up the Fake Flippers on the other side of the screen where there isn't really an easy setup. You just gotta manually position yourself 1 pixel away from the edge of the screen so that you can hit the screen transition and the water on the same frame.
Only a piece of heart on the Lake Hylia Island, so we'll see if the Hobo has anything to offer. Now, interestingly, he could have elected to go to Zora, but he wouldn't have been able to collect the item on the ledge. So I do like his decision here.
Yeah, typically that's not something that I will really go out of my way for with the Fake Flippers if I do have enough money to do so. Getting another heart piece there from Hobo, so I can only assume he's going to save and quit to Sanctuary and head on up to... No. Never mind. What do you think he's going to be doing right now?
Maybe Sahasrala's hut? There are 3 quick items to get there. He could make the Eastern gamble, but I think Death Mountain might be a better play before heading in there, personally. But it could pay off big time. I mean, these guys need some progression items. They can definitely like do Aghanim. I don't think this is the time to be doing Aghanim. There's plenty of stuff to check.
I agree. Yeah, doing Aghanim before, especially when there's still Death Mountain to check. There's tons and tons of locations up there. Now foosda did menu real quickly. I did see crystals at both Desert and Eastern. I believe
there were crystals in all Light World dungeons. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so that says good things about this seed already. Well, it might
good for
say
getting it done quick.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right, so here's the save and quit to Xarnax, looking like he's trying to set himself up 1 pixel away as well. Looking like just trial and error right now, moving a pixel over, jumping in. Well, looks like he's...
It looks like foosda's heading up to Death Mountain.
There you go. Xarnax does get that set up there. Well done. And yes, foosda is heading on up to Death Mountain. Xarnax going to be a little disappointed, I'm sure, with what he finds here. And I, for one, am anxious to see what Death Mountain holds. Now, progression as far as to the Dark World. What would your next step be, Alucard? Would you decide to go, would now be the time to go take down Aghanim, or would you continue to check all of the rest of the Light World places that we haven't seen yet, like the, with the dude in it that I can't remember his name, check inside Eastern? What would you...
I think that green rupee that the old man just passed to foosda would inspire me to go to Zora. I think that's what I would do next, personally, because you know you got all the money early on, and you know the old man is pointing you in that direction with that green rupee. Kind of makes sense to me.
Oh, all right. So we've got knowledge here of the hammer up on Spectacle Rock, which means hammer is locked by Boots, as mirror is locked by Boots, and mirror is required to get that hammer. So that's gonna be. That's an interesting thing.
Here comes Xarnax with a play on the Haunted Grove. Grabs himself a fire rod. Huge payoff. I think foosda's right on his tail.
Now, if it were me, I would head right on over... Well, they can't get into Desert. Never mind. So, yeah, an interesting choice that needs to be made here.
That's right. They can go to Zora. They can go to Eastern. They can go to Aghana's cave near the desert. And they can go to Aghanim. Is there anywhere else that they can check right now?
I don't believe so. No.
Looks like we might be seeing some Zora plays from Xarnax.
Well, I like it. I like it. It looks like, yeah, it looks like he's going.
Man, this is pre-old man tip. Didn't get the green rupee yet. These are some plays right here.
And it's looking like foosda might actually be electing to go to Aghanim now, so we're going to be seeing the classic split right now.
This is definitely a classic split. Xarnax is going to have to fall down here to get to Zora. Hopefully he realizes that. There he goes. Well done.
Choices here from these players. However, I think I am a little bit more inclined to say that foosda's choice is a good choice, is the better choice here, as it's a gamble, of course. Don't get me wrong, it is a huge gamble. If it pays off, though, if there is something like Moon Pearl at Pyramid, That's going to put him very, very far ahead of Xarnax.
It's also possible that both of these runners are going to the wrong place as well. I mean, we're about to see what's happening at Zora, because Eastern and Agnes Caves are still in play, but there are the Pegasus boots from Zora. A big play. That old man, I'm telling you, he knows something. He's wise in his ways.
Excellent for Xarnax right now, so he's going to go grab that. Okay, yeah, he's going to grab that mirror now, and then he actually hasn't been to Death Mountain, so he doesn't know that the hammer is up there. So I'll be interested to see in what he decides to do next. He might go to Death Mountain right after acquiring the mirror. Let's see.
This is definitely a huge advantage for Xarnax right here in the early game. I mean, we could see something fantastic. Just like I said, it might not pan out for both of them. It might pan out for both of them. foosda might find something amazing here at the pyramid. And that could equalize this game. But I think Xarnax does have the edge right now.
And yeah, and as far as, you know, progression is concerned and speed, I mean, you know, you're moving at 50%. Oh, more than that. It's like a hunt. Then you're moving four pixels a frame while dashing, and then 1.5 on average while walking. So he's definitely got a speed advantage here over foosda with those boots.
Quick thinking here, checking the bonk rocks west of Sanctuary. Looks like it's just a piece of heart, but that's going to fill his health up. While foosda is staring down, only 1.5 hearts going into the Aghanim fight. He should be fine. But we will see that pyramid item soon and see if this paid off. I mean, we still have a moon pearl that we're looking for. We know that Xarnax will be able to access the Dark World with hammer and gloves. So it really depends what's up here, if this will pay off for foosda.
Now, what I'm assuming is that Aghanim is not going to pay off now. Because what Xarnax is going to be able to do is he's going to be able to go and check everything on, well, the Light World side of Death Mountain with that hammer that he's going to acquire on top of Spectacle Rock that he doesn't know yet, but he's going to. And so with that many items there, of course it's possible that Aghanim is going to hold, you know, Moon Pearl or something of value there. Likelihood of that is not very high. So I'm assuming that Xarnax is going to find something real nice on Eastern Death Mountain. But here we go. We are about to find.
Let's see if the gamble paid off.
The Titan's Mitts.
That is an amazing find for foosda. It doesn't provide him any immediate progression, but that is an awesome find. And if Xarnax does not check that for quite some time, which you see a lot of players doing, you see them not actually checking the pyramid item if they don't have to for quite some time, then that could troll him for a while.
It's, you know, it's an easy one to forget. Yeah, that's entirely possible. And so, interestingly, it panned out for both of those players, and it's not every day that you actually see, you know, 2 value items in both those places when you've got that Zora Aghanim split. Interesting though, Xarnax, it's not that interesting actually now that I think about it, deciding to do Hera now before going and checking the rest of the items on Death Mountain, as this is a crystal dungeon, so getting this done and out of the way. Good idea, but I haven't actually seen Xarnax check the map, so does he know that these are all crystals?
He should know at least at this point from the music playing.
That's true. I always forget about the music. Always forget. Zora gonna be seeing his boots.
I'm sure foosda is thrilled to have made this decision. I thought maybe for a second there that he was going to Eastern, but looks like he has made a great choice for himself, and he'll know exactly where to go from here. He's gonna head to that library, then he's gonna head up to Death Mountain.
So far, finding nothing of value here in Hera. for Xarnax.
That's right. He'll unfortunately find a key up here in one of these chests.
Yeah, either in this dorm.
Right.
And either way, oh, the bow!
Whoa! A huge find there from Xarnax. That is going to give them access to Eastern Palace now. And with those silvers, they're going to be able to fly through there.
Excellent, excellent find there from Xarnax. Now, that's only one of the 2 potential items in Hera, so it'll be interesting to see when he gets this key from Moldorm, is he going to go down and check the basement of Hera, which is quite costly time-wise, because you have to wait for that tile room to completely clear itself out. But making very short work of Moldorm. Excellent fight there from Xarnax. Excuse me.
And here's the mirror for foosda. Yep.
And I can only assume he's going to save and quit.
Oh, we're being told that there was a heart
old man
in Hera. Oh, I guess we missed that.
Apologies. Then yes, then he has no reason to go to the basement, and he should just head right on over to... Whoa! Okay, he was about to save and quit. I was like, Xarnax, no, please! But he's going over to Eastern Death Mountain. Really excellent choice here. There's lots of stuff to check. Fancy hammer dash there. Nicely done.
That was pretty awesome. He hit the enemy while doing so as well. Looks like he wants to check this floating island item. Didn't quite see it there. Okay, bomb upgrade.
Yeah, bomb capacity upgrade. And so here goes foosda grabbing his hammer.
Now keep in mind, with foosda up here, with the Titan's mitts, he's actually going to be able to check more items than Xarnax once he's up here on East Death Mountain. Looks like he's going to dip into Hera. He'll be rewarded with that bow. So this could actually be a chance for foosda to live some dreams here. Flippers here at the Spiral Cave. Nice.
Interesting. Oh, there is that heart piece there. All right, yeah. So in Hera in that first lower area, and flippers are nice. Flippers are good. There wasn't anything at the Zora ledge item, I guess you could call it. So no real immediate use for the flippers right now. There was something I was going to say. Oh yes, the additional items that foosda will be able to check on Death Mountain. He'll be able to Super Bunny and check the the pair of chests in Dark Death Mountain there by doing the Super Bunny glitch. Where normally with the bunny, all you can do is use the mirror, and that's about it. Well, but if you fall down a hole as the bunny, it actually puts you into a glitched state of sorts, where you're actually able to do pretty much anything that Link is. You can dash, you can swing an invisible sword, you can open chests and push blocks. To check 2 chests in Dark Death Mountain without the Moon Pearl.
Speaking of the Moon Pearl, Xarnax just snatches up the Moon Pearl, some powder, some magic powder, and the book from this hype cave here in East Death Mountain.
It's a good thing you're paying attention, because I was not looking at what he was picking up while I was talking about Super Bunny. So that is very hype. That is very, very good for Xarnax here. So he's now going to be able to go into the Dark World. He's going to not decide to go in via the portal.
Looks like he might be heading to Desert.
Might be, yeah, he might, and he might just decide to clear that now and then Eastern right afterwards.
Yeah, it's interesting that he has everything he needs to clear all 3 of the Light World dungeons, which are all crystals as well. So your dreams might come true of a super fast seed here. We'll just have to see, what's required for the Dark World. These guys are missing a number of important items.
And with crystals 5 and 6 being at Hera and Desert respectively, as soon as they hop into the Dark World, they will be able to check Fat Fairy immediately if they so desire.
So foosda electing not to continue through Dark World Death Mountain decides to take that bow and put it to good use, since he does have the ability to clear Eastern Palace, he's going to be heading up here, but he's going to be missing out on a lot of the value up there. Hopefully he remembers to head back.
I mean, yeah, he's going to have to make another trip back there to grab the book, you know, to get into Desert. He's you know, missing out on Moon Pearl, obviously. So not so important. I mean, it could be blocking a progression item, as the magic bat could be holding something. We have no idea about that yet.
Very true. All right, so we have 2 different Light World dungeons from these guys. foosda finds 10 arrows here early on in Eastern.
So I see some questions in chat on where Titan's Mitts were. The Titan's Mitts were the pyramid item,
which is a very nice payoff for foosda. Really, really nice payoff.
For 1 out of 2 items in Desert found for Xarnax was a full heart container. 1 of 3 found for foosda in Eastern, which was 10 arrow upgrades.
It's absolutely incredible to see so many full heart containers this early.
Yes, I agree. I did misspeak. That just 10 arrows, not an upgrade at all.
Right, it was a 10 arrow.
Right.
If these next 2 chests are items, then foosda will not have to check the big key chest.
Which would be nice, because that chest is so far out of the way, but unfortunately getting the compass there, he is going to have to go check that.
Yep, insta-rip on that idea. Also, hopefully he doesn't forget that he has silver arrows. Right now he has normal arrows equipped.
Yeah. All right, and there is the other in Desert there. So Desert not having anything, not bearing any fruit other than a crystal.
Yep, definitely a good check from Xarnax. Have we seen the ledge outside?
Yeah, Xarnax popped down to it. I believe it was 50 rupees.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm sure he'll be fine without that.
Yeah.
He's going to head straight to the boss. And then I guess your guess is as good as mine from here. May want to consider going to Eastern himself.
They're getting hit like 3 times by those anti-fairies out off of the switch without spawning the chest. Really interesting to see that happen, but managed to recover quite nicely. But I do have to say, though... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, so these guys are going to be basically fighting the bosses at the same time. It'll be really interesting to see if they, like, switch positions.
Yeah.
And they head to the opposite palace.
They can't, because foosda still doesn't have the book, which is the point I was about to make, is going back to that, I really don't agree with his decision to not continue on Death Mountain. You know, especially with the Titan's Mitts as well, allowing him to get those additional 2 items on Dark Death Mountain. There's so many items there. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and yes, it's good to go get those crystals completed as soon as you can, but then again, it's like, it wasn't really necessary to complete this dungeon right now, especially when there are 9 chest locations that you could check on Death Mountain. 10 of them he could have checked.
Definitely, and looks like he did remember to switch over to those silver arrows, cleaned up the Armos Knights, and Xarnax having a little trouble with Land Molus, but ending up finishing him off pretty well. He's going to be grabbing his second crystal. And interestingly enough, both of these guys have the crystals required for the double-chested fairy.
Not correct.
Oh, well, okay. Not both of these players, but Xarnax does.
Yes.
And foosda will soon enough, I'm sure.
Yeah. I can only
Assuming he
assume
remembers, he goes back to Death Mountain. Yes. Well, they know where they are at the very least.
Ooh, interestingly, both of them actually going to check.
Xarnax can't actually.
Xarnax cannot. Yes, but it looked like he had that idea. Foosda now checking King's Tomb. Will there be anything in here for him? No, there will not. A couple more arrows to make up for his trouble in Eastern with using.
Well, that was a
those
10
arrows.
arrow upgrade, actually.
Oh, it totally was. Yeah.
Yep.
In the Eastern now, so he's going to grab his last Light World Crystal. He's not going to find anything of use other than that either. So really the only thing, other than the crystals, Hera was the only dungeon that actually yielded anything of value, just the bow there.
Right. I mean, but that is quite some value. But where is foosda going from here? Has he checked Sahasrala's hut? Is that where he's going? No.
He has checked it already early on.
Oh, that's right. He popped in there before he went to Death Mountain or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He checked it and then left for Death Mountain immediately. So now he's gonna. Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, he's going to Agana's cave. That's where he's going.
Yeah. Man, I'm wondering.
And Xarnax is going to clean up Eastern Palace. Man, he's going to be 3 crystals in.
I'm wondering if it's slipped foosda's mind that he can actually get hammer. I'm wondering if that's the reason, because I can't logically see why he would still be.
Well, he has the hammer. It's what slipped his mind is just getting over to Eastern Death Mountain side, really, I think.
That's what I was saying, is that I think it slipped his mind that he can get over there with hammer because he has it, but he hasn't gone over there. So I think that's the reason why he hasn't done it yet, is it's possible that he's forgotten that he can actually access that part of the game. Or
Right. He's thinking, I see the mountain cave.
Alright, so it's looking like he is going to do it now as Xarnax is checking out Eastern. As we know, he will not find anything of value here.
So what do you think Xarnax's play will be once done with Eastern?
Sorry, just laughing at foosda's spin speed, knocking him all the way down that ladder there. Something that I'm sure has happened to every player at least once. It's happened to me, I know for sure. So Xarnax's next play is if he, well, obviously we know he's got to get to Pyramid, get that Titan's Mitt, but I think his next play is just go to Kakariko, get into the Dark World, and start doing Dark World stuff. I mean, you know, and my philosophy, my play style is if there's a dungeon that I can complete, do it right then if I'm right nearby. So I would, if I were him, I'd go to Kakariko or Thieves Town. Or the actually called, it's not called the Thieves Town.
Village of Outcasts. Yeah.
Yes. I would go Village of Outcasts, check the 3 items there, go into Thieves Town, and then continue on.
That definitely makes sense. I think there's also a consideration here to head to the Swamp Portal and hit up maybe Hype Cave, because that can definitely have a lot of value, but they could probably end up routing that into their paths here, since they already have the hammer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Typically, I like to route that in when I do... Oh, foosda actually taking a death here.
Yeah, those red Tektites do 2 damage when you have the green mail. They aren't messing around.
A really costly death. It was an overworld death, so that's going to start him back over from the save and quit.
Fortunately, it was just after he grabbed the flippers, so at least he's done the Spiral Cave.
Right.
He doesn't have to do all of that again, but he has to go all the way around with the hammer mirror play here to get to the other side of the Death Mountain.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember. I'm sure it'll come back to me.
We were talking about like Hype Cave and
oh yes, thank you.
The routing and stuff. Yeah.
To route in Hype Cave when I'm doing the purple chest. Well, I like to try and do that all in one fell swoop. All of that like Southern, Village of Outcasts, Dark Flute, Ombos tablet, I try to like to group that all together if I can. So typically I like to wait. Obviously, Hype Cave is one that you do want to go out of your way a lot of the time to check, since it does have 5 different items in there.
There's a reason why we call it Hype Cave. Usually brings the hype.
Xarnax with a not too shabby almost there.
Grabs himself a Master Sword. No. Grabs himself his Tempered Sword again. And let's see where he's off to. Let's see if he took your recommendation to heart without even listening to you.
Yeah, and foosda here now. As we wait for that, we see foosda grabbing himself his book, powder, and moon pearl.
I'm sure he's thrilled about that. He can definitely go to the Dark World from here and check a bunch of items. He should be able to check 3 more items if he likes. And actually, he could head up to the Ether Tablet if he wants to. Which I don't believe Xarnax did check.
It's looking like foosda's actually going to be doing his Super Bunny right now, which is nice.
Well, I mean, he got the Moon Pearl.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, he got the... Yeah, obviously.
So he can
actually
check this and the hook shot cave first chest. If somehow that's hook shot, that'll be crazy. Looks like Xarnax is taking your recommendation and going to Kakariko. He could make a pit stop at the Master Sword pedestal from here if he wants.
Yeah. Oh.
Looks like no luck for us.
It just builds the suspense, Alucard. It just builds the suspense for something I know everybody other than me wants to see.
Other than you. Wow.
Not checking it.
All right,
though.
foosda is going to just save and quit after finding yet another full heart there on Dark Death Mountain. And now we get a glimpse of the map here. Looks like Ice Palace and Thieves Town are pendant dungeons along with Misery Mire, Ice Palace being the green pendant. So maybe we won't see these guys go into Thieves Town.
Which was the green, did you say?
Ice Palace.
Ice, got it. Okay. Xarnax trying to figure out what he wants to do right now.
He looked like he wanted to go to Skull Woods, but he's kind of low on health. So I don't blame him for maybe checking around for some items or safeties before he heads in there. He doesn't even have the cape or the Cane of Burna.
Yeah, looks like foosda now going to do desert. Oh, maybe not. He's going right back up. This single arrow from the chest game.
Super hype. Village of Outcasts so far. Let's see if the hype train continues here at the bomb hut.
Oh, interesting. foosda deciding turning around, going into the Dark World now. I guess he's probably going to be checking out Hype Cave, maybe the Bombos tablet.
Let's get some hypes in the chat for Hype Cave. It's coming, guys.
It's a-coming. Single arrow pog champs as well.
Oh my goodness,
Ooh,
foosda dodging a bullet there.
Getting totally bodied in the... Oh, the Cane of Samaria for foosda from the Hype Cave.
The single green rupee. And the single 5 rupee. Super Hype Cave.
Yeah, well, hey, Samaria is pretty good. You know, we do know that it is going to be needed for Turtle Rock. Seeing what he can see. Where he wants to go, I would say I don't know what he's doing. He's just going back and forth. Maybe he's doing Fat Fairy right now as Xarnax checking out Digging Game.
Who's cleverly using that red potion. Don't want to die here in the Dark World overworld. That's going to set him back a bit on time, so I don't blame him for using that. And we might see a high five here soon. A lamp pickup at the Dark Flute Boy. Very nice.
This is really interesting to see this from foosda. It's literally backwards of how I always like to do this. These item pickups. Now both of the flute.
So much value here. Got him.
Got him indeed, Alucard. Got him indeed. foosda's saying, all right, forget the rest of my Dark World stuff. I'm just going straight on over here, grabbing that bird.
Now, Misery Mire is not required to complete the seed, but we may see required items over in the Misery Mire area. So this could be a play from foosda, or maybe there could be required items in
I was going to say, yeah.
Which would be pretty devastating for these guys, because I imagine they won't be checking that anytime soon. But foosda does have the red cane. He can finish it, assuming he has the medallion he needs to get in, which right now he doesn't, because he has none.
Yeah, neither of our players have found any medallions, so they're going to need to find at least to get into Turtle Rock. Because it's potential that, you know, Mire could be required for other reasons. But seeing Xarnax now deciding to go for Big Super Bomb.
This is an amazing decision from Xarnax, because remember, Pyramid has the Titan's Mitts.
Pick it up there as well. I would hope that he would go check it. So yeah, actually really, really good routing there from him. It consolidates the amount of trips that you need to go, checking the most amount, checking everything, you know, in this area. Very, very nice.
And it's 3 items. It's actually a pretty lucrative area.
It is.
For the overworld.
Fancy little chest turn there in the sea house from foosda as he continues on down, going to check possibly the magic bat as well.
Looks like he forgot his friend.
And he's seeing the Titan Mitts there for Xarnax now.
I'm sure he's thrilled about that. That's going to give him access to a lot of different things.
Yeah, as of right now, he is only missing just a handful of items here. He's looking good to complete many of the dungeons that he needs to get crystals in the Dark World. Bombos!
Interesting. That could play a role here for the Turtle Rock requirement, or potentially Misery Mire if they do have to go in there to get something else.
Yeah, so Bombos, very nice find there.
I'm just going to assume that Bombos is important to unlock the pedestal, because they need that to get into Misery Mire, to get the blue pendant. It kind of just is all falling into place right now.
Oh, done the digging game, going to grab his buddy Mr. Frog Dwarf. There, and checking out those items as Xarnax deciding to go into Pod. With his newfound lantern, definitely going to be a breeze comparatively to no lantern Pod.
Yeah, as you say, you know, if you have everything you need to complete a dungeon, why not just knock it out? This could pay off big time, especially if we find something like Hookshot in there or Ice Rod, which we know these guys will need for this seed. We know the Red Cane, though, is in Hype Cave.
Yeah, we do know that. And also, Pod is just a really good dungeon to do earlier on anyway, especially if it's required, since there are 6...
5, I believe.
5, excuse me, yeah. And foosda finding the gold sword.
Butter sword for foosda here in hammer pegs. Very nice find. Finally, the dwarves are reunited.
They are, and rewarded with
grant
the
him
cape.
the cape. Beautiful item.
Well, I've forgotten it again. That's all right though. So foosda now grabbing the chest and checking out the. I do have to say though, this routing from foosda has been very, very good, very efficient. Having gone through all of that stuff in southern Hylia backwards. Ooh, mushroom.
Oh, we have our next fetch quest, guys. Fetch quest into fetch quest. I like it.
foosda has been routing this, not having to walk around with the chest this entire time. Whereas he could have been, he did it all before where he was able to dash, and now he could just flute down with the chest. Not fluting to 7, interestingly, which would be faster for fastest to drop the chest off. Oh, I see what he's doing. Oh, interesting.
This is a clever choice for checking bombos.
I have never considered this option before. I like this from foosda. The Dark World to save that Dark World walking travel time. Very, very nice.
All right, let's see what Gary gives him.
A red rupee, dude.
So much value.
Ooh. And Xarnax here making his way easy breezy through. Built the last couple chests in the beginning. foosda receiving 100 roops.
All the roops, man. All the stoops roops.
From Bombos. All the stoops roops, and deciding now to check the Meyer items. Not a bad choice.
Definitely not a bad choice. There's a lot of stuff that he can get here, and remember, he hasn't done Desert Palace yet. So this could be his opportunity to mirror in there.
Yeah, that's a good point. It seems to me, more often than not, there happens to be something good in one of these 3 chests at Meyer, but, I mean, just getting 2 pieces of heart location. And
definitely
then, as you
something
said, quick
you can check.
Yeah.
You know, all these 3 items are very quick to check, so I don't blame him from heading here. And again, yeah, desert.
Yeah. Running into desert, yep. And then seeing a bomb upgrade there in that mirror chest. Xarnax now going to check his last couple of chests here in pod. So far, if I recall correctly, has not collected. So there, you know, is still a lot of potential here for something good. There is a heart piece for him.
There's a reason we call this the maze. Sometimes you get lost. Another full heart. Can there be any more? More stoops roops. Man. These guys are super healthy.
Yeah, both of them tied up now on total heart containers. So we know foosda's not going to find anything good here. He has found the boss key. He doesn't know that he's not going to find anything else good, so he's going to continue to clear out the rest of desert items before he heads on into Lammo. As Xarnax has 3 chests remaining plus the boss drop from Helmasaur.
Yeah, nothing so far from here in Pod. But at the very least, he'll snag himself his 4th crystal.
Crazy. 4th crystal, you know, at 55 minutes. Not too shabby.
Guys are definitely on track for an amazing time, but there are plenty of outstanding items at the same time. Including, well, not including at this point for Xarnax, the bug net. Which
really
did
nice.
just fine.
Noticing he has been getting pretty low on his hearts quite often and deciding to powder fairies. So now these players, I think they've picked up 3 bottles so far. So that'll be nice for Xarnax to be bottling some fairies for himself for a little bit of safety.
Definitely, he's been making great use of the magic powder. You know, if you're hurt, it's nothing better than finding an anti-fairy and saying, you know what? I'm gonna heal up.
He's definitely getting the his worth out of that for sure.
All right, here comes Foosda into the Land Mollusk fight. See how he does. What will be his weapon of choice?
Oh, well, a good thing I didn't say what I was about to say. I was about to assume that he was just going to stick with the fire rod, as it will reduce a menu and whatever lag the silver arrows generate. As I also believe that it, you know, unless you've really practiced this fight with silver arrows, it'd be faster to just stick with fire rod because you can still 1 round. But there he goes. Down goes Land Mollusk for Foosda, acquiring his 3rd crystal there. Right world.
And now he has access to the double-chested fairy, which we know there is Bombos in there. We don't know if it's required, but we know it's there.
We know in our hearts it's required.
That's right.
For the dreams.
For the dreams. Nice turtle room from Xarnax here. And he's off to fight Helmasaur.
The lonely turtle in that next room. I don't entirely understand why it happens, but the one turtle from the room before, the one with all the 6 in it, can sometimes be in that room with the blocks that you push.
I've noticed that too, and I'm like, what is going on?
I have asked before, and the person I asked didn't entirely know why it happened, but sometimes that turtle just goes down in that room, so let's give a shout out to the lonely turtle, everybody.
Looks like Xarnax is going for the silver strat. Nice. 1 shot, 1 kill on Helmasaur King. And he is snagging his 4th crystal along with a burrito.
Boom. So there he goes. Crystal there for Xarnax. Foosda now into Pod. Nothing here for him other than a crystal. So where is Xarnax going to go now, Alucard?
That is a good question. Now, what could be interesting is if we see a vanilla hookshot. That could kind of troll these players.
Oh, no.
If hookshot is in Swamp Palace, that is definitely a possibility right now. Now, Xarnax still has a bunch to check in Village of Outcasts and the overworld that Foosda's already cleaned up. So I'm sure he's going to use the time that we see Foosda going through Pod, doing a lot of that. It looks like he's activating his flute, all that stuff. He still also hasn't been to Hype Cave, which had, importantly, the red cane. So he does need to head to some of these places to get these items.
Yeah.
But we may also see him visit Skull Woods, which is a dungeon that they can complete fairly quickly. They can check a couple items, and then they can check the Master Sword pedestal if they want while they're there. That's what I would encourage, since it is a dungeon that they can complete.
Agreed. That would definitely be my decision. You know, again, if there's a dungeon that you can complete, do it, in my opinion. So that would definitely be my choice. Honestly, I would have done it before going to Pod. When he first got into Dark World. But as you mentioned, you know, he was kind of low on hearts at the time. Checking out the rest of the stuff in Village of Outcasts, not a bad decision at that point.
It's definitely a bit low on hearts now as well after getting kind of bodied by these spaghetti monsters in the Dark World. So I think he's going to have to play a little safe here.
I believe one of the bottles they received had a fairy in it, so...
It did, indeed. Up on Death Mountain.
And then there was a bee. Yeah, there's a bee, a fairy, and that red potion.
Yeah, foosda did use his red potion, but Xarnax still has his on hand.
Right.
And there's 20 rupees in the first chest checked here in Skull Woods, so that's one of the 2 unique items down.
The unique items in Skull Woods early on is really nice. There's that one chest at the very end. Oh, foosda going for the hammer jump there. Unfortunately missing it. It looked like, from just a quick glance, that he was a little bit too low in his self. But as I was saying, there is one chest, I can't remember what exactly. I think it might be a key one in the second half of this dungeon. It takes, comparatively to the rest of the chest, it takes a long time to get. So it's, in order to not check that one, getting both of your items in Skull Woods earlier on to prevent that is always nice.
Yeah, definitely. Skull Woods being a dungeon that you actually don't even need the big key for. You can just race straight to the boss. As long as you have Fire Rod, you just can get into the later part of the dungeon and just finish it up.
Problem with that, though, is that if one of your potential items is actually in the big chest then, and the boss key dropping from... Same thing can happen in... desert as well, or not desert. I don't swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's that boss key. Yeah. He's sitting here at 1 heart. We know he has a fairy, but will he go check the big chest? Looks like he is electing not to. He was thinking about it. foosda is cleaning up the last couple of chests here. In pod. Just kidding.
Why? I guess he knows that those need to be keys? Question mark. I think. I think it's possible that he knows that those are not anything of value because of what he's already picked up. If he's been counting his chests and knows his key counts for this dungeon, it's possible for him to know that he doesn't need to get those right now. But Xarnax on 1 heart, please.
Oh no. Well, when he finds the map, when foosda finds the map at Helmasaur King, he's gonna realize that he's missed something.
Right. Which nothing.
It won't be anything, but I think there's like maybe he's gambling basically. If Helmasaur King has an item here, then he doesn't have to do anything else.
It's a Terrapin Turtle Party room there for foosda.
Tearing up the Terrapin room.
Oh, nearly getting knocked into the... Having some trouble there in this room. They're nearly getting knocked into the Wall Master, but does manage to clean that up. Does get hit quite. It's going into that room. Got hit for a lot of damage. Now going into Mafia with only 5 hearts. Let's see how he fares as foosda battling it out with Helmasaur right now.
That Tempered Sword's definitely going to be helping out Xarnax here, but he's going to have to watch his health.
Alright.
Scrapes by, and we see double kills on these bosses. Simultaneous
double
burritos.
maps. Crystals.
Man. Plenty of burritos to go around.
You know, Alucard, you keep saying the word burrito. And I think you know
There's
what
a reason.
You know what that's doing to me? So it's looking like Xarnax, he knows
you.
Xarnax, he knows there's still an item that he's got to check in here, along with foosda. So yeah, it looks like he took that gamble there. Both of them going back through to check these last couple items. Xarnax has 2 chests still to check. foosda with 2 as well.
Yep, that's right. And then of course, hopefully we'll see Xarnax check the Master Sword pedestal here in a second, because he does have the convenience of being able to just mirror out to the Master Sword pedestal. Please do it. No! Go back!
Man. So, wait, yeah, no, he only had 1, which had... So yeah, he didn't
he end with a key, or did he not?
He did.
So, I think he missed the item in the spike room. With that 1 chest.
Was that the net?
Yeah, that was the bug net.
That was the net. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. So foosda now going for... Oh, he's going back. Xarnax,
go! Swiftly, my friend.
foosda
Here we
now.
go, guys. Get hype for the Master Sword pedestal. It's happening as foosda is heading over to the double-chested fairy. Gonna grab his bombos.
And couch cash. Womp womp.
Well, this is what you wanted, Wild.
It is what I'm trying to please the masses.
You're having your day today.
He grabbed the bomb by standing on top of it after he dropped it. He did it again!
He did it again!
Let me foosda, please! Oh, man. Oh, foosda, please. Oh, boy. Okay. foosda getting his bombos now.
I'm sure he's happy to see that. That was pretty good.
Oh, and Xarnax checking his final chest in Skullwoods, getting another full heart container.
I didn't think there could be another one. And the game
They
continues
have
to
them all
surprise
by now,
me.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's gotta be it.
All right, and
Is foosda going
foosda.
twice?
Ooh.
No, he's going to Zone or why?
I'm a little surprised since he did defeat Aghanim. He can go to Catfish and then mirror to Zora. Oh, just kidding.
He's already
I just
been
wanted
there.
to find a good place for the flute activation. As we see both of these guys heading over to Village of Outcasts.
Picked up by the bird while standing in shallow water saves you frames. Oh, that's right. It's the mushroom. So he... And then the graveyard item, and then probably go over, turn in mushroom, and then go to Catfish. Seeing 50 rupees at the Bumper Cave. While Xarnax, interestingly, is doing...
He's taking a gamble on Thieves Town.
Yeah. Now, Thieves Town isn't even the green pendant, so there's absolutely zero reason for him to finish this dungeon, now that we know that The pedestal is not required. Well, okay, blind could have an item, so there could be a reason to finish it. But
we already see 20 rupees here in Thieves Town, so that's one of the 4 items.
And 300, the graveyard mirror location.
We know foosda already hit up King's Tomb, which we can see open there. A piece of heart in Thieves Town, so nothing of value so far. 2 remaining items. And it looks like foosda is now routing himself over to Catfish and Zora combo, so this is a good play for him.
But he's already done Zora, so there's really no need to...
Oh, right. Yeah. It's really just Catfish.
It's just, well, Mushroom and Catfish, because he's...
Yeah, they had to get boots early on. That's right.
Him to turn it. Why? Oh, he has powder too.
He's forgetting about that one.
Did he forget about... But he got... powder, or after powder, right? So mushroom should be...
Well, Magic Bat had the mushroom.
Oh, and he already had... Oh, and he had powder equipped, so it's hiding the mushroom. That might make him forget that he has it. Getting the final bottle from Catfish there with blue potion.
He was trying to juke it, but then he was like, actually, I kind of want a free blue potion. That sounds pretty good.
Oh, no, he's forgotten. He's not doing it.
He's thinking, what is the play? Hopefully he's heading up to Skull Woods, because, you know, that is a completable for him. I think that's a good opportunity for him to catch up on crystals here.
Is a mushroom here as well. Now, if he decides immediately, which I think that he would, to go do... turn this mushroom in right now, if that's something really good, that's gonna... Oh, foosda got his shield eaten by the... whatever, the
picket, yep. The pumpkin.
The picket, yeah. That's their name.
He did get his shield back, fortunately. And I think a good play from Xarnax here could be to take the purple chest and then, you know, deliver that and then go deliver the mushroom.
Right.
I think that could be a good route for him.
Yes, I forgot. Yeah, he doesn't have... foosda has done as well. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. He's going to pick up his butter sword here. There it is. As foosda enters in Skull Woods now. Go take down Mothula.
Yeah, if Xarnax walks this path, I mean, he will end up at Hype Cave, which we know has Cane of Samaria, which he needs. I mean, that's important.
Indeed. Mirrored before... Oh, did he check the others? Stuff? Yeah, he had.
He got flute and
so
lamp. Yep.
But yeah, he hasn't done Bombos and Bombos tablet. So hopefully he is going down and around, taking the scenic route. Oh, foosda getting hit there at the last second, almost taken down.
Both of these guys with clutch Mothula fights, but it looks like Xarnax did remember about that mushroom since he just got it, and he is gonna see what this yields. This could be big. This could be a big play for Xarnax.
Quake.
Whoa!
Now, we don't know if that's going to be good for him yet, but it could be. It kind of gives you, at least it gives me, when I find the medallions before I know what I need, it gives me peace of mind. It makes me feel a little bit better about not having checked those locations yet.
All right, so Xarnax, after finding Quake, realizes, you know what, I should check the Misery Mire area. Maybe we'll see the medallion requirement for Misery Mire. It's Bombos, which both of these guys do have. Again, if there's something interesting in Mire, I mean, we know that Master Sword pedestal's out of play now with that couch cache being there, but Misery Mire could have some value in there, but it is a pendant dungeon. There are only 2 unique items in Misery Mire. We could see Hookshot in Misery Mire. We could see Ice Rod there. We could see a required Ether. We don't know what the Turtle Rock requirement is.
And the bummer about Mire as well is it's a long dungeon to full clear.
Absolutely.
So if there is something required in there and it's one of those last chests, or I guess if there isn't something required in there, it'll be quite a time sink to go through that entire dungeon and check. But foosda going through, checking the last little couple items that he has not checked in, as Xarnax looking to be on his way to Hype Cave now. And yeah. I kind of want to see him make the gamble, perhaps see a vanilla hookshot, as you mentioned before, Alucard.
Yeah, we could even see Ice Rod in Swamp into Hookshot in Turtle Rock. That is a possibility here, my friends. Now that would be quite devious.
I'd like to point out a really awesome deboost from Xarnax. I'm sure it was completely intentional, getting hit by a spear chucker right as the bomb exploded, so he could actually get into the cave during the bomb explosion, where normally you would have gotten knocked back by it. So that was a cool deboost there by Xarnax. But now he's got his cane of Samaria. foosda. Oh, it looks like I didn't even really catch this, but foosda didn't check any chest before going to. He's gonna do it. He's going into Swamp.
He's going for the gamble. This could be a huge payoff for Xarnax, depending on what he finds here. And he's actually surpassed foosda in terms of items, with that Quake medallion kind of being in his pocket. But they're pretty much at the same point right now. It's really about who makes the right gambles.
I mean,
where will foosda go from here?
Don't forget about the bug net, though. That's pretty important.
Fair enough. Another really trolly place that Hookshot can be is the first chest in the Hookshot cave. It is actually possible for the Hookshot to be in that chest because you can use the boots to access it.
Yeah, bonk yourself back over there off of one of the other pots that are there.
Skull pots, yeah. Looks like foosda's making a similar gamble here in Swamp Palace. We're gonna see both of these guys in Swamp Palace.
I like this. This is gonna be interesting.
They will not have access to the later half of Swamp here. So I think for all of you out there who wanted a pedestal seed, the next best thing could be to find Ice Rod here in the first half of Swamp. And hope and believe that we see a Hookshot in Turtle Rock, because that would be pretty troll.
Oh, jeez.
But we still have plenty of different areas in play. I don't believe Xarnax finished Thieves Town. And we do have, as I mentioned, the first chest in the Hookshot cave. Could actually be Hookshot, which would be pretty crazy. We do have Ice Palace in its entirety. And remember that Sahasrara will be unlocked by the green pendant if they defeat Cold Stare and collect it.
And now, could the hookshot be in the couple of chests after where you're typically required to have the hookshot? I know you can bomb jump across there, but does the logic account for that bomb jump?
Bomb jump?
In Ice Palace, the one with the 4 red jellies.
Oh, no, absolutely not. But if you do find a key early on, I think you can like save and quit out and then like take the key to the later part. Like you can actually get to those areas. I'm not sure if the logic accounts for that.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like you can mirror out or save and quit or whatever.
Yeah. Glitchless casual logic, bomb jumps are not going to be accounted for in the logic.
All right, so we have kind of a pseudo high five from our players here. One in the water, one walking up the stairs. And we do have 2 more items here on the left side of Swamp Palace, which will have to get individually falling into these rooms, unless they find the hook shot first.
So that would be quite serendipitous, if you ask me, finding hookshot here on the left. Ooh, but the ether medallion.
That could definitely come in handy. I mean, at this point, they feel pretty safe about Turtle Rock, so that's kind of nice. At least Xarnax does. foosda does not have the Quake medallion yet.
But yeah, if I am Xarnax, I'm like, okay, I feel great. Now I don't need to, you know, gamble on whether or not I have the correct medallion when I go to T-Rock. I just know that I will for sure, and I don't need to be stressed out about it. foosda about to pick it up as well.
Only 20 rupees here. Maybe we'll see both Hookshot and Ice Rod in Turtle Rock. That's another possibility.
Oh, jeez.
It would be a brutal one, but it's possible. Looks like Xarnax is heading up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, because we haven't seen... He hasn't checked the 2 chests at... Air Dark World chests, and then all the hookshot ones foosda has. So I can assume he's probably going to be doing the hookshot cave, and then obviously the...
Probably Ether Tablet, I think, is also in play here.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, seeing as he's going up the west side. And let's see what play foosda decides to make.
Maybe he's also thinking about going up to Spike Cave and Turtle Rock. He's getting a bit low on health.
Embodied by these sky cabbage. I guess
Xarnax not check this?
I'm pretty sure he did. That he did. I remember, because I mean he went up here first. Before foosda did. Oh, foosda just running right underneath that Tektite there. Alright, so let's see here. Third tablet.
Yeah, these guys are synced up here, heading to the Ether Tablet. Pretty crazy. Only a little bit of love.
Yeah.
This could be good for foosda if he completes a full heart. Needs a little bit of health.
Which he does! Wow. That's convenient.
Looks like he's considering going into Spike Cave, while Xarnax is thinking about maybe Turtle Rock or these Dark Death Mountain spots that he hasn't checked yet. He's gonna put that bug net to work. Cool bug net dash into those bonk rocks. I like that.
Catches
That's like the most efficient way. Yeah. Auto catches the fairy.
Hand side of those rocks or the rock. Oh, there's the hook shot! Wow, from foosda from Spike Cave. Excellent payoff there for him.
Amazing play from foosda, dying here in the Spike Cave with that fairy.
With the fairy.
After getting the hook shot. And Bombos required for both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. So the double-chested fairy was required for this seed. Incredible. I'm sure foosda will be happy that he has forgotten to turn in that mushroom, because he doesn't need that Quake medallion.
Is he gonna go back to swamp? Yes, he is. And while Xarnax checks hookshot cave here, now you know there still could be something good here. Foosda not going to check it after he found hookshot. Interestingly, I guess he's deciding he can do swamp now. He'll just go back and check it later. But Xarnax checking this one item. Oh. And the red rupee.
Yep, there are going to be 3 more chests in this cave that he cannot check. So, if he does end up finding that hookshot, he can immediately come back here. And if he does find the ice rod, then he'll be in go mode. But we could also see an ice rod in Swamp Palace. We could also see it in Ice Palace or Misery Mire. Ice rod could be anywhere. It could even be in Turtle Rock.
I believe in the last race, we saw Ice Rod at Mimic Cave. Or maybe I'm getting my races confused.
I know there was a race with ACM where it was in Mimic Cave, which was
was
crazy.
that?
Yeah, but I don't think that was in Mimic Cave in Stray Varus's and Iggy's race.
It's all straight. It's too much.
Too much rando hype, dude.
Rando hype. Just can't contain it all.
Is Xarnax making the gamble for Turtle Rock? He is.
Ooh.
This could be a big payoff for him if Ice Rod is here. He's still looking for that hook shot, though, so he's going to have to do slow strats through some of these rooms.
It'll be interesting to see, does he know how to complete this torch room? Because, I mean, there are certain paths you can take on this track here that will not allow you to make it back to this door on time.
This is a pretty big play. Yeah.
He does know you do want to go on the underside.
This is more or less the intended and expected route for the puzzle.
Right. Well done there from Xarnax. Foosda checking out, getting the big key. He is going to need to go back and check that big chest. This magic's quickly depleting there for Xarnax. Finding the red boom. Oh, that would have been tragic. Saving and quitting there instead of mirroring out of that dungeon.
Alright, and the big chest has more small bits of love in Swamp Palace, so haven't seen that elusive ice rod yet.
The more that have any hype item, the more it's looking more and more likely that this T-Rock gamble is going to pay off for Xarnax.
Absolutely. There are a decent number of items in Turtle Rock. I believe there are 6 unique items. Or maybe 5. 5.
I think it's 5.
You're right. There are 5. I was including Mimic Cave, sorry. There's 5 and then there's Mimic Cave.
Right, exactly, yeah. But I mean, to your point though, still, yes, there are a lot of items in this area, and it's entirely possible that there's something that they need. Mirror shield.
Got some progressive shields here.
We did, indeed. Foosda coming up on Argus now, gonna grab his 6th crystal now.
Yeah, Foosda is heading into the lead on crystals with this fight, and obviously having the hook shot.
Now that he's almost dead. I mean,
way to try to curse these guys, man. What's going on over there? But yeah, it looks like he's getting through this fight. Okay. Equips that mirror for the final phase. All these burritos from the bosses.
Please.
Man.
You're doing awful things right now. And by awful, I mean really great. So
Now,
Foosda
Xarnax choosing not to check the big key chest. I think this is a little bit of a mistake. There could be an important item there, including the ice rod.
It's entirely a mistake. There's absolutely no reason why he should not have checked that chest when he's still looking for ice rod. This dungeon is incompletable. So if at any point you're in a dungeon and a dungeon is incompletable, there is no reason for you not to check an item in that dungeon for the pure fact that it could be an item that you need.
Well, it looks like Foosda's going for the gamble here and heading towards Turtle Rock. I imagine he's going to clean up the hookshot cave along the way,
which
so
could reveal the
four
ice
things
rod.
he can check.
Yeah, that hookshot cave could have the ice rod there too, and Foosda will be...
He will be. I mean, he doesn't even know the Turtle Rock medallion requirements, but he doesn't need that quake.
He's double gambling right now. he
is.
No idea.
But he knows that the hookshot cave is at the very least a very lucrative area to check. So this is a great decision for him. All right, Mimic Cave holds 20 rupees. More Stoops Roops.
Oh, man. All right, Foosda, show us that ice rod in there. Let's see.
Or is it buried deep in Turtle Rock or Ice Palace? So far,
like
just some rupees.
Oh, man. All right, well, just a bunch of couch cash, man. Sheesh. Back to check the big key chest now. I think that is a good decision.
Yeah, interesting routing after jumping in there. The only problem with this is that those two pokies, I think, will still be there in that one room. Oh, he needs the big key.
Yeah, oh, that would be why.
Oh, but it's cool that he can just mirror to this spot.
Yeah, all right, okay.
So he does actually avoid a lot of the rooms there. That wasn't bad.
I can dig it. Accidentally great routing? Yeah, maybe. All right, but Foosda now heading on in here, and if this pays off, does race to lose at this point. If Ice Rod is in here, but if it's not, both of these players, I mean, I think Foosda might be put a little bit on the back foot. Is he doesn't. He might have forgotten a couple of places. He might think he might take a while to remember that he's got mushrooms still, and he would go do that to no avail.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to really come down to who finds this ice rod first. If it's in Turtle Rock, then Foosda is going to be in amazing shape. But if not, we could have a big race on our hands.
The other thing, though, I would say that could, if he remembers that there's still an item in Pod that he hasn't gotten, and he goes back to check that as well, there's a number of things that could really, to find out, is Ice Rod gonna be in Turtle Rock? 2 chests left. There it is!
Wow!
Folks.
Great gambles by both of these players jumping into Turtle Rock to find that ice rod. Xarnax wants
Why are
this
you
last
still
chest.
checking it?
He's looking for hookshot, dude.
and then
Oh no!
He's got fairies. He's got tons of fairies.
He has fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's looking for hookshot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's still got a. Oh man, and that's in Spike Cave, and that's another.
Looks like he's playing it safe. He's gonna bomb this wall. Maybe that was his last fairy. But we know if foosda continues full clearing this, which he likely will, he is gonna be in go mode. He will have the edge here over Xarnax. He'll be able to finish up Trinex and go straight to Ganon's tower.
All right, now the question of every single rando: where do you think the big key will be in G Tower?
Oh, we're doing that. I'm gonna
I know
go.
it's a little bit early, but you know.
I'm gonna go with. I'll just say 20, not 22.
Okay.
I'll be nice this time.
22? I thought there were only 21 locations prior to,
I think there's 22 plus the torch, I want to say.
I thought there was 24 total, and then there's three after...
Oh, it's
like,
21 plus torch. People are correcting me.
Okay, yeah. So it could be the 22nd location still.
Yep. I pretty much consider that to be an item.
Right.
It is.
Oh,
hey,
Xarnax
blue mail
blue
from Trinex. That's a nice safety to have. These guys have been dealing with green mail the whole time.
Really been hurting. I'm sure he's glad his fairies are going to go a lot longer way now. All right, but I think the big key will actually be in the double fire bar. So that would be what? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.
That's a fair guess. That's a cool place for the big key to be. We don't see it very often, but it could be cool. Ooh, is Xarnax checking Spike Cave? I think he's doing it.
This is good for Xarnax right now.
He might actually be in go mode before foosda. I think he will. But foosda does have the edge that he's already up here on Death Mountain after completing Turtle Rock.
And
he's
Swamp.
checking a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, and Swamp.
Now, the other really interesting place to find the big key in Ganon's Tower is in that long horizontal room with like the 4 fire snakes and that one chest. That's another interesting...
Oh, that's definitely a cool place. A lot of people expect it in like the moving wall room. And then you find it right before then, and you're like, oh, cool. I guess I can peace out of here as long as I have another key. So we got go mode here for Xarnax. He is going to be racing through Swamp Palace. He doesn't have to check anything along the way. So at least he can try to get through this pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yep. They've got go mode here. And I mean, he's already gotten... I mean, well... Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't actually matter that he's completed the rest of that dungeon, because with Hookshot, none of that dungeon is even required. He does forget to lower the water though to actually enter the dungeon, unfortunately. But once he actually gets in there, he's gonna just fly on through. He doesn't need to check any chests. Doesn't need the boss key. He can just go straight to Argus and then peace on out, and fly on up to G Tower.
That's right. So foosda coming up on his ice rod here. In the laser room.
And there it is. Go mode initiated for foosda. I'm sure he's thinking, man, oh man, am I glad I made this gamble.
An awesome, awesome gamble for foosda. He's in go mode. He's going to be heading to Trinex and then straight to Ganon's Tower. He does have the edge here in this race, but depending on where the big key is in Ganon's tower, there could be an opportunity for Xarnax to catch up. We'll have to see.
It's entirely possible, yeah. I mean, if foosda goes all the way through left side and Xarnax decides to go right side, and right side does happen to have the big key for him to catch up.
foosda also entering this Trinex fight with only 5 hearts of health. He's going to have to execute this well. Starting off strong.
He can take one hit even and still be fine.
That's right.
Spin attack there just a little bit too early, only getting one hit off on Trinex there, but still finishing out the fight really, really nicely. Gonna grab himself the blue mail. And his final crystal. And make his way on into G Tower. To address a question in chat, quarter magic was in vanilla, but it was still coded into the game. So that wasn't something newly created for Randomizer. Be collected in Randomizer.
And it's really cool that the development team decided to add in that feature. It was really great to see that come in. And you know, it's random whether you're going to see half magic or quarter magic. It's also random if they get it at all in the first place, because clearly it is buried somewhere that they have not checked. Maybe right here in Ganon's tower.
I mean, at this point, it's looking pretty likely.
That's right. These guys have traversed quite the world here, and foosda picking up an early key. In chests 1 and 2, we see a key on the bonk torch, so no bob for him. Rest in peace.
Another heart container, dude.
I didn't think it was possible.
I wonder if that's all of them and the remaining are just heart pieces. Maybe there's one more heart container left. But either way, Xarnax on 1.5 hearts gains his 7th crystal and is now on his way to Ganon's tower to finish out the game.
Yeah, clutching out that Argus fight. And looks like RIP Firebar room there.
RIP. I was wrong. At 20. You're at 8 so far.
We're working on it, man. We're working on it. We're getting there. This is the correct choice for chest 20 in my mind. Nice hook shot iframes there from foosda in the fire snake room. Say hello to your last burrito.
Oh, man. There's another heart piece there for foosda in chest number 12. Or 13, excuse me.
Where is Xarnax going? Okay. I thought he was heading into Tower of Hera. I was like, you've done this, bro. You've gotten this done.
Oh, foosda falling in one of the very last pits. Got to scroll the screen all the way back over to the left. Nice bonk right across that warp, though.
Each of those mistakes gives Xarnax a chance to catch up here. Again, if he gambles right and the big key is on the right side, these guys might be pretty synced up. Especially with Bob, the not anti-fairy, not having that big key.
I got us some tickets to Armos on Ice. You want to come with me?
Seems like a good show. Big key in vanilla big key chest here in Ganon's tower. So foosda does have a decisive lead here against Xarnax.
Randomizer, dude. Randomizer. That is all I have to say. But yeah, foosda is now on his way to finish as Xarnax has just now entered G Tower.
Still a fairly close race.
Indeed, I think Xarnax only 3.5 minutes behind for the right side. Unfortunately, this is well, actually, if he takes it all the way to Armos, it will actually be faster for him to go this way.
Yeah, he's dreaming for that tile room play. Pretty cool.
Yeah, but yeah, so if he takes this all the way to Armos, I believe that is faster than going left side. But there are fewer chests in that direction, so it is a bit of a gamble, but it is going to pay off for him. Nice gauntlet 1 there for Foos so far. Let's see how the rest of this goes for him. Due to all of the Oko that he plays.
Xarnax setting up in this torch room on the right side of Ganon's tower. It can be a bit tricky, the timing here.
Especially when he's missing a bunch of fire rod shots. It's a lot of magic.
Yeah, hopefully he makes it in time. It's going to be close.
Oh, man.
Barely squeezes through.
He's going to need some magic in order to... You can do this room with bombs. You have to lay your bomb and pick it up and throw it almost immediately for the explosion to actually hit this crystal switch. So it looks like he is going to try it with bombs there. And he does get it. Okay.
Very nicely done. Now, hopefully he continues on this path, like you said.
Oh, that beetle almost knocked him right into the warp.
That would have been pretty tragic. It looks like he's doing all right.
I've never understood why... Oh, he mirrored...
He's piecing out.
Oh, no. Oh, Xarnax. Oh, man. Alright, well, we know he's got a little bit of a ways ahead of him to go get those chests. In the meantime, foosda now made it through Gauntlet, entering the last couple of rooms here in G Tower. Gonna be fighting Moldorm 2.
Let's see if he decides to go for any swagging him strats here. And of course, we have that validation chest to keep an eye out for that one.
He's not gonna open it. He's not gonna...
No?
No.
You never know.
foosda, don't make me look like a fool.
Burrito.
Ah! Why you do this to me?
Looks like you're right.
Of course I'm right.
Maybe he'll go back. There's still time.
Does that door
Actually,
even
that
open?
door doesn't unlock. Once you're
Okay.
up there, it's done. Maybe he'll still go back. do all of Ganon's
Just
tower.
Mirror out. Oh no, I forgot validation chest. Gotta mirror back.
Yeah, I mean, you're 5 hits into Aghanim 2.
Ooh. Nice three round or three hit right there. And that might have been 2. I'm not entirely sure. He might be at 5 hits. Those might have hit at the same time. A little bit here in this crystal switch room. Looks like it was a 3-5 there for foosda.
All right, and he is on to fight Ganon. So here we go, the big Ganon fight for foosda. And he's at pretty good health, pretty good magic. Should be fine.
Yeah, especially with that blue mail, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, that was a really nice find for them late in the game here.
I don't think he got in the amount of hits. Did he? Okay.
Definitely putting that butter sword to use with some spin strats. Also doing some poke dashing here against Ganon.
Yeah, he did. Nice 1-1. Let's see if foosda can get any triples on Ganon.
Oh man, that would be cool to see.
Oh, missing the torch glitch. Not a huge deal though with silvers.
No, not at all.
Should at least get a double here. No, actually.
Having a little trouble. He needs to watch his health.
And a nice double to finish it off.
Very
GG
nicely
to
done.
foosda. Very well done. Well raced. Good game to him.
Amazing play by foosda here, and he's going to finish with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 3 seconds. Wow. For such a crazy seed. Very nicely done.
Yeah. Is the big key heading on out to the second half of G Tower.
Yeah, Xarnax is not far behind here.
And Willard with the stats here. foosda, yeah, has now finished 4-0 in his group with an average race time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, 58 seconds. And that is... the average race time is what is determined... or determines your seeding round that foosda will be moving on to.
That's right. With a 4-0 in his group, he is going to be first seeded by his standing and then seeded by his average time. So very nicely done.
Oh, is that... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I didn't know it was standing then average time. Yes. So...
I think the average time breaks the ties for those in the same standing.
Thank you for clearing that up. Listen to Alucard. Don't listen to me. Getting the 14th spot amongst the first placers, according to Willard. And there should be 20... How many groups are there?
I believe they're 20.
Oh, so then there's... So then there's...
Or no, 21. 21, sorry.
Wait, then how do there... Then how is he 14 out of... Right, okay, yeah. Thank you. Okay. Using the bee! Is that a gold? That's not a golden bee, is it? No.
It doesn't look like it.
But it's pretty powerful. It was just two-shot those,
Wreck those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool strat.
So Sports Hefe, he would be 14th in the first place finishers based on his average time. So there were 14 other people who got average times out of all of their races in the first place finishers who got average times better than foosda did.
Yo, the snipe on that third landmo. So
I know, crazy from like across the room.
Yeah, that was so amazing.
I'm trying to think of some sort of clever way to include "eat it" into something punny.
I guess no one wants to be defeated.
Okay, good, thank you. I was trying really hard. I know "Eat It" is Weird Al's parody. I'm aware.
A burrito
joke. Oh man.
Insert burrito here.
Kiddly, please. Oh man.
All right, what do you think Xarnax will do? You think he's going to go for that validation chest?
Probably. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Xarnax, but typically, you know, in this, if people are aware of the meme and they know that their other player, their opponent has finished, typically we see players checking that chest. Personally, I will not. I will never check that chest.
Even if you're missing, like, silver arrows or, like, a sword upgrade? If you're sitting on Master Sword?
Okay, I think if I'm on Master Sword, that might be the only time where I do it, but I can do a Master Sword Ganon fine.
Well, it's not about that. It's just that it could speed up your game considerably.
Ooh, Xarnax having a bit of trouble here trying to get that wall open.
There he goes. And as we've seen throughout the race, he's going to be utilizing that powder quite a bit. All right, so get those guesses in, guys, for foosda's bonk count as we see Xarnax skip right over the validation chest. I'm sure Wild is thrilled right now.
Fred and Rick are gods amongst men. Validation is the worst meme. Is what that says.
I like that. That's kind of a cool troll.
Max, I don't entirely understand. I don't know who Fred and Rick are.
Fred and Rick bombed the validation chest without knowing that each other were going to do it in their race against each other.
Oh, well that's awesome.
And it started something pretty fun and exciting. The disrespect for the validation chest. We've seen multiple quakes used against the validation chest. We've seen a Cane of Samaria block up the validation chest. We've seen all sorts of things. There's been a lot of abuse for the validation chest.
Now see, I don't even entirely agree with that. You're still acknowledging the meme. You're still acknowledging that the validation chest is a thing when you do something like that.
Yeah, but you're just poking fun at the end of the day and having a good laugh, or giving everyone a good laugh.
I don't know, man.
Unfortunately, foosda does not have his timer, his stream up anymore, I guess. So we're not gonna be able to see that bonk count. I was hoping to see those 69 bonks that Yoko Kurama guessed.
Yeah, rip
I'm sure
that.
you'd be proud.
Not having any magic, so going to the Fat Fairy, tossing in a potion, getting out a green one.
You actually get a random potion from these fairies, I believe.
Hey, listen.
This may not work in his favor.
A bee!
Yep, there's the bee! Not quite what he expected.
Oh,
Each of the fairies have random contents that they will give you back, but it'll be the same. So the double-chested fairy will always give you a bee.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure if that's a gold bee or not. Yeah.
I did not know that. I learned something. Know that shovel dashing will only yield you an item on the final hole that you dig when you stop the dash. Stop shovel dashing. No matter how
it's
hilarious
definitely swag. Unfortunately, he's not finding anything. I'm sure he's looking for magic here. But I think he'd be better off just heading over to the witch. Maybe buying himself some potions.
Yeah, he's not looking for a fairy. He's looking for magic right now.
Yeah, if he wanted a fairy, he could have bonked in that tree the whole time, which he just did. And what if you shovel dash in the digging game? It'll only count for one dig.
Yeah. And also, if you use the shovel on the digging game screen, like beneath where you actually do the digging game, you're never going to dig anything up. I learned that the hard way. It looks like Xarnax is now going to buy himself some blue potions here.
He didn't get a full magic upgrade, so he's going to want to use that. Okay, maybe he'll go buy another one. There we go. All right. Now we're rolling. I mean, to be fair, Link might be the witch's only patron, so sometimes you just gotta help your friends out at the shop here.
Yeah.
They gotta stay in business.
Hey, help your local businesses.
Yeah, I feel like in a way, like the Dwarven Smiths get a little bit shafted there. They get like 10 rupees.
Yeah.
And then they have to forge a sword for you. It takes them a whole like screen transition to do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Oh, Ganon fight initiated for Xarnax. He's got to get another 2 hits in on him. 1, 2. All right. Oh, and now we've got foosda's final time. So, rip knowing any of the important stuff for foosda here. Torch glitch there. Nicely done. You have silvers. What are you doing? I guess he's deciding to do a...
silverless. Yeah. Showing off some silverless swag here.
Taking a lot of hits from the fire bats, though.
He's gonna have to watch his magic as well.
That was the next thing I was gonna say. Yeah, he almost walked right off the edge. I haven't been counting, but I know for a fact that he's not gonna have enough. Oh no, he has a whole blue potion still.
He has a blue potion. Yeah. He did buy that. Looks like he's gonna elect to use his red potion instead. Interestingly.
Use the B.
I was waiting to see that B. He was on there. I was like, all right.
Over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, this is a special magical B imbued with the power of the double-chested fairy. Might as well be a butter sword, right? Alright, he's getting some good spins in against Ganon. Should be the next couple spins here to close it out.
So he's gonna have to use his blue potion now.
He was on the B. I was getting excited.
Should be one more hit. There he goes. Down
Very
goes Ganon.
nicely done.
Let's see some applause and GGs for Xarnax wrapping this up. And we can see now finishing with an official SRL race time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, 57 seconds. Congratulations to Xarnax42.
GG Xarnax.
We'll see if we can't get some of these guys in here for an interview. Hey guys, how you doing? Congratulations, foosda, on your win there.
Thanks.
And Xarnax, really well done, finishing that up strong.
Yeah, GG, dude. Well played. It was pretty interesting seed to have to race.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, how did you guys feel about that one? I mean, Hookshot was in quite the trolley place. That was definitely getting you guys for quite some time.
I feel like I always check Ether and Burno really early when before, and so this time I changed it up, and I was like, you know what, let's just leave it because they're never anything. So I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just leave them until later. And I left them until really late, and it cost me quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't remember when I got the cape. And I think I had cleared most of Death Mountain when I did, and so I didn't check that cave again until after I did Turtle Rock.
Right, and the interesting thing is both of you were making that gamble in T-Rock for the ice with the ice rod, that ice rod gamble, pretty much at the same time. There, you entered T-Rock fairly similarly.
Yeah, Xarnax, actually, you were ahead there in checking T-Rock, but then foosda went and grabbed the hook shot and finished up Swamp. So it was kind of interesting to see. And when he didn't find the ice rod, we weren't sure where he was gonna go, and then you found the ice rod. It was really exciting. But he ended up going for T-Rock after all.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I hadn't gone for T-Rock, I probably might have been a different result, honestly.
Would have been
Yeah,
anyone's game. Yeah.
I was a little concerned because, you know, you still had like the mushroom to go turn in. You know, there was still a chest in pod that you hadn't opened. There were a couple of things that we knew were not worth. That I was concerned that if you didn't decide to make that T-Rock gamble, there were a lot of things that could really set you back.
Yeah, foosda, you actually missed the bug net in pod. It was a tragedy.
What chest did I miss?
I was happy to have it.
It was the room with the 4 terrapins. There's that key door at the bottom of that. The chest.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, good thing it wasn't there.
In there.
Yeah. I guess that's it.
But yeah, really good race from you guys both. A really good watch too. And with the other interesting thing though that we saw earlier on is we saw the classic King Zora Aghanim split from the two of you. We had Xarnax go into Zora, which really paid off. Also paid off, interestingly enough. It was not something that I expected to have, you know, good progression items in both cases. However, of course, getting boots to mirror to hammer would have off more. Actually, a question I have for you, foosda, when you finally did get boots, mirror, hammer, and went into Hera, you didn't go to Death Mountain immediately after Hera. What was your...
Yeah, I just forgot, honestly. I don't do
That's what I was
randomizers. I've done very few, so I forget what I need to access places pretty frequently.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot too.
That's basically what happened, and I think I realized it literally was just like a flash moment. Like I was like looking for hookshot for a long time, and I was like, I need hookshot to go visit Death Mountain, otherwise I'm screwed. And like just one point, I'm like, wait a minute, I have hammer, I have mirror. That's all I need. What am I doing?
Yeah.
It was definitely an interesting race to watch because it felt like Xarnax kind of surged ahead with finding the boots early on. It was a great gamble to see you head over to Zora and snag those, and you were able to clear out Death Mountain and stuff, and it was making you some nice progress in the seed. But foosda had that little edge with fighting the Titansmiths early, and that definitely helped him go on a different path. And you guys were going in completely different directions for most of the seed, but you guys both met up for a gamble into Swamp Palace, looking for some hookshot or ice rod value. So tell us about that gamble.
Oh man. I don't know. I think a lot of my gambling decisions were predicated on what I had to do last race, which was everything. Literally, I had to do everything last race. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna gamble, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I mean, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, I was. I just kind of. It was actually really interesting because I planned on probably making bigger gambles than I did, but a lot of the seed was kind of just. It was pretty straightforward for the way I found things. But yeah, like I knew that that I'm a newer player and that I would have to have some gambles pay off to have a chance.
Well, you definitely were giving foosda a run for his money. The game really took a turning point when he went into the Cane of Burna cave, the Spike Cave, and found that hookshot. But up until that point, you guys were neck and neck. It was anyone's game. I believe Xarnax, you actually surged ahead in crystal count for a little while as well.
Fun.
Yeah, I was sitting on like 1 or 2 for, I don't even know, like half an hour, 45 minutes. And I was just like, I couldn't find what I needed. And I was like, okay. That was pretty bad.
So you said that you were hoping, I should hope that Fat Fairy was required. Did you end up getting that pretty early?
Yeah, I think specifically because I said that, I checked it. I don't remember what was there. Nothing, I assume.
It was Bombos. It was required.
Oh, it was. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad I checked it. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. I don't pay attention in randomizers. That's what I just play the game.
Yeah, it was. Which one? It was 2 of the Light World palaces were 5 and 6.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were early too. So I checked. I know I checked that actually pretty early because I think I finished one of the Light World dungeons. I looked at my menu to like flute out or something. I don't know what I was doing, and I literally just noticed. Oh hey, look at that. There's 5 and 6. Let's go do that. That's all that really happened. I don't know.
It's actually funny. So the first gamble I made was just like when I was first up in Death Mountain. I could go into Hera, and I was like, "Well, this is so short. I'm just gonna go in." I hadn't even looked at my map yet, so I didn't know if it was a pendant or a crystal or what. And then once I looked at the maps in the Light World and the Dark World, I realized that it was pendant 6.
Nice. Yeah.
Like when I first got it, I didn't even know what number it was.
Yeah, it's nice not having to do Ice, Misery Mire, or like those two. Those two are pretty long sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've got a full clear 'em, too. They can take a long time to grab all those chests.
Yeah, I was really not looking forward. If Ice Rod wasn't in T-Rock, I was just oh man, I was not looking forward to full clearing Ice Palace and Misery Mire. Not a good time.
Right.
Yeah, definitely not. But again, congrats to foosda finishing 4-0, moving on to single limbs. And again, great race as well. Xarnax played really well. I want to let everybody know that coming up to, unfortunately, there are no more Link to the Past randomizer races today. However, coming up tomorrow, you have 3 three-way races. You've got the first one at 1 p.m. Eastern. Group Q, you've got Krauya, Dodecahedron, and Zero R Us, excuse me.
Zero Rush.
On this thing, I can't see the entirety of his name.
Yeah.
Then you've got at 5 p.m. you've got Carcat or MMX Base and Yogi DeMonk and Mysticum from Group U. And then finally at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow from Group T, you've got Zarby, Triple Z, and Rubble. So there are lots of three-way awesome action going on tomorrow on both Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2. So make sure you are following both this channel, Speed Gaming 2, and twitch.tv/speedgaming as well, so that you don't miss those awesome races tomorrow.
And we may even have a 4th three-way race tomorrow, potentially. Not sure when it will be scheduled, but based on Stray Varus beating Iggy in that last match, we actually do have another three-way tie, which is really exciting. So we'll have to keep you guys posted on when that's happening.
How many have there been so far?
Three-way races?
I believe there've been 2 so far, and then there's 4 more.
Oh gosh! Wow. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy amount of hype. So I think that is all for us, though. Unless you got anyone else has any closing words, I think that's we can wrap it up here.
I'm good. Thanks, Wilden and Alucard, for commentating.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for both of you. Thanks to viewers. Thanks Fiesel for the rehost, restream.
Yeah.
The tournament's been a lot of fun. I hadn't really played any Link to the Past before, and or not anything other than just casual. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, well,
Glad to have you in it. Yeah, we were able to tell that you were a big contender in the tournament. You were giving foosda a run for his money here today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, that's going to be all for us. My name is WildAnaconda69, joined today by the awesome Alucard2004. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we will see you all next mission.
See you guys next mission. I do encourage you guys to go over to Speed Gaming and watch the Ori and the Blind Forest Grand Finals happening right now, guys. So make sure you're checking that out over on twitch.tv/speedgaming. Also, make sure you follow these runners. Both Xarnax and foosda have earned your follow today with some awesome gameplay. So make sure you guys do that. Thanks for watching, guys.